What's up, you guys? It's your girl Queida here, back with another video. If you guys are new to the channel, please make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe so you can become a real babe. And if you guys are existing, thanks so much for coming back to watch. I truly appreciate everybody who watches my videos. We're still on the road to 1,100 subscribers, so what are you waiting for? Subscribe now, so we can have that special episode once we get to 1,100 subscribers, because we're only going up from here. You guys, we are on episode 7. I've never been so consistent in my life, okay? As anybody who's been following me for a long time, you know, I be going hard. It's been 6 months and I'm still going. And it's only gonna go up from here. So I'm super excited and I'm just proud of myself for getting to episode 7. If we get to 1,100 subscribers or we get to 20 episodes, whichever one comes first, I'll still do the special episode and you guys won't want to miss it, so stay tuned. Coco, we have a special guest, Coco China. I am dog sitting and she is Miss Spoiled Clingy Butt, so she is going to be sitting with me in this episode, so hopefully she's not too much of a distraction. But technically Coco, besides Will, is our first guest. Say hi, Coco. Hi. So I told you guys a couple weeks ago that on my last episode that I was going to be having cyst removal surgery. So that is what I had done about 3 weeks ago. I'm going on my 4th week now. Next week, I'm like pretty much feeling good, feeling healed. I don't really have the pain. Sometimes I get a little sore, but the first week was the roughest. The 2nd week is better. The 3rd week even better than that. So I'm feeling good. I really can't sit up straight for long periods of time, but I don't know. Today I did pretty good when I got my hair done, which I'll get to that in a second. And I'm feeling like really good. So here's the before pictures, and then I'll stand up and show you the after pictures. I just put a picture right here. I'm not going to stand up right now because I got Coco here, but that was before with the 27 centimeter, and that was after. So this is like right now. And as you guys can see, my stomach looks a bit different there. I did have to remove the left ovary just because it was so, like, basically the cyst basically took over the whole thing. So that was a little sad, but I still got my right one, so all hope is not lost. And honestly, the main thing is if I would have had to get rid of both ovaries, I would have had went into menopause early. I'm only 32. Who wants to go into menopause? So I'm doing good. I'm very blessed and I feel great. Like, I feel really good. I will say that one thing that I've learned from that experience is, like, you cannot take life for granted. Thankfully, it was benign, no cancer or anything, but like, life is so short. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to do everything that you want to do, and that's why I think I'm more encouraged to be consistent, because I really want this. And I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it forever. And really put my all into it. And so I think that's what I learned out of that experience. Don't take life for granted. Do everything that you want to do and be yourself. And I did get my hair done. Again, I'm not going to stand up right now, but my girl ate, didn't she? I don't know what the style is called, but I saw it on her channel. And I was like, I want that. Because last time you guys saw I had like the braided bob. Stay tuned for the next hairstyle that she will be able to hook up for me. I think this is called jaded braids or something. Like, I don't know, but she ate that up. And I love the pattern and the design. And it's just so neat. Ate that up. So for episode 7, we're going to be doing being the weird girl and life regrets. And then of course we'll do the tea with Quee. So being the weird girl, I've been weird, or I've been an outcast type of person pretty much like my whole life. Like, I feel like, and I think I've said in a couple episodes, I've done a lot to try to like fit in with people and like maybe sometimes be something I'm not to try to fit in. Or if I do go out to a social place, like, I have to really put on a performance because I feel like maybe people aren't gonna like who I really am, because I'm a little weird, I'm a little quirky, and I'm an acquired taste for some. And I always felt like I was different from others, like, not like different in a bad way, but there's not a lot of people in my life that I can say that I've really connected with and we've locked in. Only a few. Only a few. I mean, I've had a lot of friends, but I can't say all of them I was locked in with. I think, again, some of them I was like trying to be like them or trying to fit in a mold that wasn't me. And yeah. So yeah, I've always been weird. I think I started to realize that I was weird like in middle school. Like I feel like that was a time where I just think a lot of people do, but I had a gap, and which my gap was cute. Like when I look back now, but like I wanted to get rid of it so bad. Like I just wanted to be again like everyone else instead of being like myself. But I've realized being weird is not a bad thing. If I would have known what I know now, like back in middle school, back in high school. Well, back in middle school, I would think I was weird and I got teased a lot, and a lot of people I felt like didn't like me or picked on me and things. And then when I got to high school, I learned that if you just try to blend in and you only talk to certain people, like I learned how to maneuver in high school, so like I didn't really get picked on. Nobody really bothered me, right? Because I stayed like out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. Once I got like, you know, even like I was in a toxic, abusive, like toxic relationship from like 16 to like 22. So I feel like I was already this weird, awkward girl, right? It was already weird, awkward, you know. And then I moved into like losing myself in that relationship because I made it all about him, right? Instead of like focusing on myself and making sure I'm good. So once I got out of that relationship, I was back to the weird, quirky girl who made friends in different friend groups that definitely I should have been hanging out with those friend groups. Some girl, like, you know, everybody doesn't clash, everybody doesn't click, but I was trying to be cool. I was trying to fit in somewhere I didn't belong. And so I feel like at 32 years old, I'm now realizing it's okay to be by yourself. I'm on like a friend hiatus. I went through a friendship breakup a couple months ago, you know, and I felt like that was like not my person like that, but that was like a friend that was like super locked in, and I've lost her. And I have my best friend, like we're locked, like girl, she knows me like for sure. And then of course I have other people that are in my camp that I mess with, but it's like few and far between. And I find myself in like this friendship hiatus, like wanting friends, but also scared from like my experiences or what they'll think of me and like how they'll judge me and like if we'll actually click. And I guess you'll never know if you don't give it a try. I just kind of want it to happen when it's supposed to happen. Like I want to be myself, and I want to feel comfortable with whoever I allow into my life. I've also realized everyone doesn't have good intentions, even being your friend. I feel like because I'm weird, because I'm different, I believe, and this is just what I believe, I don't know, just from my experience with how people have treated me, I've had people where people want to be my friend, right? And then they get to know me and they realize that I'm, you know, when I'm your friend, I'm vulnerable. I show all sides of myself. I'm not one of those people like, I'm not going to show this side of myself. Like if you're my friend and I consider you my friend, I'm going to show you everything. Once people find out who I am, I think some people realize that I'm like a super nice person, or that I have insecurities like everybody else or whatever. And I feel like then they start to treat me different when they realize that maybe the pedestal they put me on, I'm not that. I am just a weird, quirky person. And that's just me. I don't know if anybody else has experienced that, like where people like treat you one way when they have a perception of you. And then when they get to know you, they realize that you're not that way. And then you start to see like different movements in how they treat you. I've noticed that with some people. Not everybody has done me like that, but I've had people do me like that. And that's another thing. I don't want people also to be my friend based off of assumptions and based off of what they believe I'm like, right? Because I can't live up to that standard. The next part is life regrets. Do I have any life regrets? I don't have any life regrets. I'm trying to think. Are there situations that I wish I would have handled differently? Yes. But as far as any life regrets, I mean, it wouldn't make me the person that I am today if I didn't go through those situations. Or, you know, if I weren't put in certain situations, or if I didn't meet certain people, right? I wouldn't learn what I have now. And also, just to go back, to a couple episodes and to bring it up here. That's why I believe that being an only child hindered me, because again, I wasn't able to, and I know some only children don't have this experience, but I wasn't able to pick up on a lot of social cues or understand how to be in a, like, because I was always by myself, right? And then my family was a bunch of adults. I'm the only grandchild, only great grandchild. So I feel like I kind of missed that. Like, I had friends at school and stuff, please, like I did, but I'm just saying, there's some people that they just have a great way of like connecting and talking to people and like building connections, and I struggle with that, and I believe being an only child did that. But anyways, yeah, I don't have any life regrets. I just feel like I wish that I would have handled things, certain situations differently. Like, there's a lot of situations where, like, you know, I've been friend zoned a lot in my life. You know, there's certain times in your life where you're not super cute or anything. Maybe I liked somebody and I tried to push it more than I should have, and then like they like ghosted me and stopped talking to me because of it. And you know, if I like somebody, I'm very forward, but it probably is coming off a little like, okay girl, back up. So I think things like that, like maybe I should have just left it as a friend thing and let it happen naturally, or just left it as a friend and not like think too much into it. I don't know, you guys. I used to be a hot mess. I really did. But I think that's the only life regrets that I have is that. I don't have any other life regrets. I love my life. I'm very blessed. I'm very thankful. God has saved me from a lot of situations that I could have been in. It could have been worse. I could have been doing this, doing that, doing this. And so that's all I got for the topic today. It was pretty light, right? Being the weird girl and life regrets. Do you guys have any life regrets? If you do, put it in the comments. But I don't think you should live your life with regrets. I think that some people may have regrets, especially if they've done something that's super like bad, or there's something that they just, it's hard for them to live with or deal with. But I think for the most part, things in life, it's an experience. It's something you grow through, right? You're not perfect, but you're worth it. And I just want to say, if I had the mindset that I have now at 32, when I was 22, killing you hoes. Okay. All right, you guys, that's a quick segment. Let's jump into Tea with Queida. Maternal instincts, you guys. I kind of heard about this back because I watched a lot of true crime, so I heard about this a long time ago, but they did come out with a Netflix story. Taylor Parker faked a pregnancy and brutally murdered her pregnant friend so she could pass off that she had a baby. Taylor lied to her boyfriend's side of the family. It's kind of weird because her family, long story short, Taylor had a hysterectomy, so there was no way that she was able to have a baby. So it was very weird, right? It was like super weird that she would even do that, but she wanted to keep this man. What's that man's name? Let me see. His name is... I don't know what his name is, you guys, but basically, yeah, she faked the pregnancy so she can keep this man. He didn't even like her. At first, she told him that she was a millionaire and she was an heiress or whatever. She had all this money. Told him that she was going to buy this $4 million land. And I feel like that's the first reason he stayed with her. And then the second reason that he stayed with her was because she said she was pregnant. She felt that he was probably going to break up with her because he didn't like her, right? And we all know as women, when your man doesn't like you, right? You're dating somebody, it's the way that they treat you. If they like you, they'll treat you like they like you. When they don't like you, they'll treat you like they don't like you, right? So that is how you kind of know. And he definitely did not like her. And it was just a little weird. Like, he never went with her to the ultrasound appointments, which she used because it was during COVID time, right? He couldn't go into the doctor's office. He never saw her belly. The way how show-offy she is, like, she don't want to show her belly. She said she was insecure about her body. Girl, you're pregnant. I feel like when you're pregnant, I don't know, I've never been pregnant, but that's the time I'm going to wear a sundress and let my stomach hang out, because now I can. I don't have to worry about my stomach being flat board, right? All I have to worry about now is showing that bump. So yeah, so she lied about the pregnancy, and she killed her friend that she took photos at her wedding. That's how she met the girl. And she went over to her house one morning and cut the baby C-section style out of her stomach. Killed her, took the baby, started driving towards the hospital. She got pulled over. I don't know if she was speeding or what, but she put the umbilical cord in her pants. And they took her to the hospital. The baby was deceased. They forced her to have an exam, right? Because you had a baby in the car. That's protocol, to go to the hospital, get an exam, make sure you're okay up there. Pass the placenta, whatever you got to do, right? And the doctor was like, she didn't have no baby. And she went to jail, and she got the death penalty. Yeah. So... yeah, that's why I don't trust people. That is why I don't have friends. That is why I don't let everybody come to my house, everybody in my circle. I don't talk on the phone to everybody, because people are weird. And that girl that she, murdered probably was a super nice person, really trying to be there for somebody who she thought was going through hard times. And you use this opportunity to take her life and her unborn child. It's actually terrible. And I think the sentence that she got, I mean, that's what the law thinks. That's what the law thinks. That's all I'll say about that. Did you guys watch Maternal Instincts? If you did, put what you think in the comments, because I think that's crazy. Legit. All right, last but not least, this will be a quick episode, you guys. I got things to do. My hair is done. I'm just kidding. Tyra is suing Netflix, you guys. So remember they did that documentary about the America's Next Top Model, and Tyra was in the documentary, but Tyra is stating that she's suing them because they didn't make it seem like when she was recording, they didn't make it seem like it was going to be like a villain, like she was going to be the villain, right, in the story. They made it seem like they were just doing a documentary on America's Next Top Model. But when it came out, obviously we all saw that they made it seem like she was the villain. She was this wicked witch of the West, and she said that she's lost out on endorsement and, brand deals or whatever they're called for her, and they're messing up her coin, so she's suing Netflix for it. I do think that's wrong to present, because who would be in a documentary where you're making me seem like the villain? Who would be in a documentary like that? Seriously. I wouldn't. And so I kind of get what she's saying there. Do I think Tyra's a villain? I don't know. When the show was out, I liked the show. I thought America's Next Top Model was good. I love the drama. I feel like reality TV back then was raw, uncut, and they was doing some crazy stuff back then. Would that fly now? Probably not, because people are so happy. People are very sensitive these days. So I don't think that's why we don't really have reality TV shows anymore. Besides those cooking ones and stuff. I don't see really any reality TV shows that aren't script like Love and Hip Hop or something, so Tyra said I gotta get that coin where I can. Because she's mad, and so we'll kind of keep up with that lawsuit and see what kind of comes out of that. And then I lied. Last thing that I know I talked about it a couple episodes ago, the Julio Fulio 4, the ones that murdered the rapper Julio Fulio in Florida. I thought they were already sentenced, but they were just found guilty at the time of the video that I made it. So they actually on Monday, June 22nd, were found, well, they were already found guilty, but they were given their sentences. One thing that I found out is Florida does not give possibility of parole. So if you get life, you get life. There's no parole. You're in there forever. The warden even said, even if you pass away, you cannot leave the prison. So you're going to be buried in the prison. They can't even send your body to your family, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, so they already pretty much, they were facing either penalty, or they were facing life without the possibility of parole, which again, Florida doesn't offer possibility of parole. So they were sentenced. They said some impact statements. Sean Garthright, the star of this case, for whatever reason, I feel like his impact statement was like mad at the courts for what he did. You did something to someone and they're no longer here with us, and you were the main one. So you have to pay that price. You were being a follower. That's what it seems like. And you want to be a thug, you got to pay the price. Unfortunately, I feel bad because he's probably looking. He was 18. He's probably looking back, hindsight 2020, like, dang, I really probably messed up my life. Like, you did, and it's just something that you have to deal with, and you have to make the best out of prison. He made an impact statement basically saying, like, you're not able to drink and you're not able to do these things before the age of 21, but you can be sent, to death or sent to jail for the rest of your life. Yeah, because you're talking about two different things, right? You're talking about putting restrictions for people under a certain age and committing a crime, a severe crime against somebody that was planned. So, yeah, so he's going to be, yeah, that's that. The other, Isaiah Chance, made a statement. His statement was basically saying, it was more like, I don't get why my girlfriend only got 15 years when we did the same thing, basically, and she only got 15 years. But that's because the girl blamed it on him. And then he mentioned to the youth where he's from that it's not worth it. Like, everybody should try to do better, live their life, all that stuff. So he tried to be encouraging. Then, I don't know what the other guy's name is. It was like the third one. He's a little bit more heavy set. He basically was saying the same thing, like, he kind of was like taking it as a joke. He did a lot of laughing and smirking, and maybe that's just the way of him coping with him going to prison. But he basically said the same thing. It's not worth it. Gen Z, stay out of the streets, all that jazz. And then the fourth gentleman just said, I love everybody. And that was the end of that. Sean has officially been sent to the prison. They sent a picture. He had to shave his head. I'll put that picture here. Isaiah here. I don't have the picture of the other two, but those are the ones I've seen on TikTok. And yeah, I pray for them and their transition into this different life, because it's a different life in there than it is out here, right? Freedom versus not freedom. And I pray that even though they won't be able to get out, right? I pray that they can find some type of like happiness or peace in there. Especially Sean. I feel like he's hating his life the most, honestly. The others, Isaiah too. Isaiah seems a little scared, but the other two, they don't seem frightened at all. And I have always thought this, whenever like people are being followers, or in my case, when I was being a follower, there's some people who are like, that's their life, right? So going to prison and stuff, that runs in their family and stuff. So when it happens to them, it's kind of like, I was next. Like, it doesn't really affect them, right? When somebody who's like been around that and been before, like one of the guys was like, I've been before, so it's not my first rodeo. It's gonna be the longer time, obviously, but I've been before, so it is what it is. Versus somebody like Sean or Isaiah who's never been, and now, they gotta face the facts of what's gonna happen. So I don't want to make this super long, but were you guys keeping up with the case? If you were, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I want to see more comments, you guys, so let me know below. All right, you guys, that's it for the Queida Talks episode. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Again, you guys stay consistent with episode 7, and you guys aren't going to want to miss episode 8, because I got a special guest. So if you guys are new to the channel, again, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe so we can get to 1,100 subscribers. Or if we get to 20 episodes, whichever one comes first, we'll do a special one. All right, thanks guys. Bye.